I wanted to talk a little bit about our trip to New York and also to Canada, where we spent 5 days on a cruise. So, starting out, you can see we stayed in a hotel right in Manhattan, Midtown. Had a little bit of a view of Times Square. On that first day, we flew in. We saw Central Park. Then we went and just explored a little bit of 7th Avenue. Saw a show at Radio City Music Hall. And then, of course, checked out Times Square. Now, this is us just taking off out of Midtown Manhattan off of our cruise ship. Now, this is the first time I've ever been on a cruise ship, but what a place to take out of, huh? I mean, look at this harbor. You really can't ask for a better sight than this. I've been to New York once before, about 10 years ago or so, and it's a lot like I remember, but wow, it just still is so incredible. Now, this is kind of a long shot, but it has to be to catch the size of New York City. This is, of course, Midtown. To the left would be Uptown, which we didn't see too much of. As we continue on, we're going past like the Alphabet City area, and then that's like Soho, New York, the smaller buildings. And then as we continue on, you'll see downtown, which we did not explore. That's where Wall Street is, and some of the financial buildings, or the business sections. It's coming into view right now. But this is sped up, and still, it's incredible to see. Now, a little bit about the cruise itself. Like I said, I've never been on a cruise, so that was a new experience for me. I thought it would be much more shaky as far as like the boat rocking, but I dealt with it pretty well. I didn't get seasick or anything like that. I did feel the shakes, but I tolerated it pretty well. Now, when I got home, that lasted with me for a couple of days, actually. A little bit of a lightheaded feeling, although I think it was mainly because through the whole trip we were in motion the entire time, if you think about it. Even on buses and planes and things like that, we were always in motion, and when I just got home and stopped, that's when my body felt kind of lightheaded and dizzy for a couple of days. This is kind of the end of New York Island. I think it may be Long Island, I'm not 100% sure, but it was just an incredible sight. Now, this is the port side of the ship, the left side of the ship. On the right side, we're just about passing the Statue of Liberty if we haven't already passed it. We spent our time up on top of the ship when this was going on, and we were checking out the Statue of Liberty at this time. We had incredible weather for the entire trip, so that was very thankful that occurred. We only had a little bit of rain just for a moment one day, but it wasn't much at all. So a little bit about this cruise. So we started out in New York City, obviously. We spent a day at sea. Then we landed in a location called St. John, New Brunswick in Canada. And the next day we were in Halifax, Nova Scotia, which was probably definitely the better excursion that we went on. Just more to see. There wasn't much to see in St. John. It was okay, but pretty much just like America. Not much difference there. So we're heading out to sea now, and I captured sunset on this day, which it's a little bit jarring, so just be ready, but you can kind of tell what's going on just because of the time lapse and the boat just moving on. But the boat keeps doing some turns, but you can I think it was a beautiful shot. And then, of course, like I said, we spent a day at sea, and then we landed here in St. John. Pay attention to the water coming in. St. John was known for its high tides. Tides can rise there about 30 feet in 6 hours. So that time lapse was just over a very short period of time. This is us leaving the port of St. John. Like I said, just a small little town, nothing incredible to see, but it was nice to get off the boat for a little bit and just kind of stretch our legs. And like I said, we had great weather. Now the whole ship had all you can eat food, which was incredible. I would say I was a little bit surprised at the lines. So often we had to wait in line for food, which was okay. It wasn't crazy, but I just was expecting to be able to walk up and grab whatever I wanted. There's my dad in the shot, even though I asked him not to go out on the patio. He decided to go out there anyways, and I think he goes out one more time. And then the next day we landed in Nova Scotia. This is a place called Peggy's Cove, which is just a nice little fishing village, and I just wanted to show you that. But yeah, we had a great trip, and yeah, thanks for watching.